Hello, arcade gamers. This is Daniel, back again with BiggggyD's Arcade, and I want to welcome you back to my channel this evening. I'm going to be doing another chill chat, just going through a lot of recent news we've been hearing in the Arcade 1UP world, and also just giving you some news on my own personal arcades. I've made a new purchase, as you can see, the Pacman behind me here. So I had to do a little bit of rearranging over the weekend to get this one in here, but I managed to get everything to fit pretty well and still have a little space in between, which allows me to look in between the cabinets and still see the artwork, and also doesn't feel like they're just too close together if someone else was to come by and we were to try to play two at a time. But definitely still enjoying the pinball, but definitely enjoyed the pickup of the Pacman. And I was going to kind of spend a lot of my chill chat just going through that and purchasing it and, you know, getting it home and getting it built and getting to play it finally. So let me go through that with you guys. And I'll just start with my experience with coming into this purchase and how it happened. If you guys watched my previous show, it was all about the deals going for the $199 for the MK Legacy Edition without a lit marquee and no riser, and then the Pacman Legacy Edition with no riser, no lit marquee. Those both only included 12-in-1 games. However, I was still happy with it. I wanted it. I've been wanting Pacman for a long time, so I went down to my local Walmart to see what they had, and I wasn't particularly, planning on having to leave with it. If I saw it and I had any second guesses, I was going to walk out. But I saw a large stack of these Legacy Edition Pacman 12-in-1s. There were probably a total of I would say maybe 4 or 5, and I started looking through them, and I noticed one of them looked different. It had 14 games, and it had live enabled on it, online leaderboards. It looked like it had a molded coin door from the front panel there, and not like the others that definitely looked like a sticker. And so I was like, you know what, I'm going to take this up to the register and just see what it's about. I haven't seen this in the store yet or even heard about it. And so I took it up to the register, and he's like, oh, it's $379. And I was like, well, they're showing $199 over there for these. Can you check? And the manager went over and he checked, and he goes, yeah, and he rang it up for the $199. So I got like a really good price on this, and I was really happy with the purchase overall. Just thought, at almost half off, you couldn't beat that price. And I've been wanting Pacman for a long time. So, but I still had questions about it. I still had questions. Did it have a lit marquee? Because I couldn't tell from the box. It didn't say whether it did or it didn't. I assumed it didn't. And then I was worried about the monitor, how that was going to look. On this, because we've been seeing a lot lately that these monitors, some of them like MK30th in the Pacmania cabs didn't get very good monitors. So I wanted to see about that one. So I got everything home, and I got it out of the my car and got it into my apartment, and I was looking at it some more, and I was just like, kind of like second guessing, should I open it? Is this the one, because, there were still those questions. But I couldn't see anywhere on the box of, what the monitor was. I couldn't see anywhere on the box if it had a lit marquee. And I couldn't find any information online about this cabinet at all. There was no advertisement. There was no listing on Walmart.com. When I scanned the Walmart app, it didn't show anything. So I was pretty much just like, well, I've got to open it to find out. So went ahead and assembled this thing and got it, all put together on Saturday evening. And it's not a really easy build. It's a small cabinet, so you think it would be easy, but everything's got to go together just perfectly and everything's got to be aligned just right for it to all fit together, perfectly. So that took some time. You also got to put the molded coin door on now, which is a little extra work. And but other than that, everything went smooth, and everything's real sturdy on it when I put it together. The screen looked good off in this picture. So then I get it, up and got it turned on, and I noticed, immediately that the game deck is different. So above on these two pictures on the right or my left, you're going to see the panel up at the top. It has 3 buttons, and then it's got the 1 and 2 player on the left side. So that is the Legacy Edition. The one on the bottom is the one I purchased. That's an actual picture I took because I could not find any of these images online anywhere on this cabinet. But you see you get a live button now up in the upper right, and then you get a headphone jack in the upper left. Actually, the screen looks really good in this picture when I took this with the flash on. I don't know why with the flash on, but the screen looks really dark and looks good there with Galaga 88 pulled up. But here it is assembled, all assembled in my apartment here on the end, so I could take some pictures of it. I didn't want to plan on leaving it on the end permanently. I was just doing that starting out because I wanted it to look good, and I wanted to take a few pictures before I put it in its final place where you see it now. But you'll see it has some really bright yellow all over it, which I like. That's original. It's got a really nice molded coin door, which really adds a lot. I really want to get a molded coin door for all my arcades now that I have one here on the Pacman now. But you can already tell with the screen, I think in this image on the left side, it gets washed out. So this is the TN monitor. This is not the one I wanted. And I mean, it's okay when you're directly in front of it. When you're in that position only, it will look good, and it's, you can enjoy it. You can enjoy the cabinet and enjoy what you're playing. But, any other place that you're looking at it, it is an eyesore and it doesn't look good. And I've considered taking it back, but I haven't decided. I think I may keep it on the fence. There is one thing I do like about it, and I like that the sides of the cabinets come out a little bit, and the screen is deeper in there. So like when I'm playing my pinball, or I'm playing NBA Jam or Marvel or Final Fight, those that side of each arcade screen actually blocks the view of the washed out screen. So that helps, and that's why I'm considering keeping it, because it does kind of force you to look directly and get directly in front of it and kind of get more in depth with the game and more engrossed in what you're watching and playing. So it does add that feel to it. It's like you really have to get up and play it in order to enjoy it, which isn't so bad. And it's only one of my cabinets. Also, it's a vertical screen, and it's an older style games, older game list. So these don't, if the screen doesn't look great, that wouldn't be so bad, because it kind of gives you a nostalgic feel. Kind of makes you feel like, how like an old CRT may be going out or something of that feel. So it's not so bad if you have just one cabinet with this screen, and if it's a vertical and it's playing games from like the early 80s. Because screens aren't expected to look good for those kinds of games on those kinds of cabinets anyways. So it's not so bad. I'm actually enjoying playing it. I'm really enjoying the heck out of playing Pac-Mania, actually. I never thought I would, but I like that game. And the music is really good on it. So I was very surprised. I feel like the speakers are upgraded on these new PCBs, the Yoga Flame, the Blitz, and then I believe this cabinet the MK30th and the Pacmania are all getting the new PCBs with the better audio. So I'm liking that. I also, of course, love playing Pac-Man. Even though the blacks aren't as black as I would like it to be, it is still looking good and playable directly in front of it. And then Galaga looks really good. I'm enjoying playing it. And I do like how I have an actual full game deck with just one actual joystick and one button dedicated to these two games, because they're classics. And I feel like every arcade should have a Pac-Man or a Galaga in their arcade room, and it just be dedicated to that game, because it's one you can play for 5-10 minutes at any given time, have a really good time with it. So I like it a lot. But this one's also, I have to point out, a 14-in-1. It's not the 12-in-1 like the Legacy Edition before it with the stickered coin door. This has 14 games, and I've enjoyed those. It's Rolling Thunder and Galaga 88, and I just did little cut scenes here for you guys. Okay, guys, so those two titles there I'm really enjoying. I'm liking them a lot. And then this is kind of what the menu system is going to look like if you're directly in front of it. It's got its own colors and color scheme, which I like. And then it has the online leaderboards. So this is a good one. If you like these kinds of games and you want to compete with everyone else in the community, this is one of the cabinets you can do it on. It's you'll see on some of these newer games that you can actually score pretty high and actually get pretty high on the leaderboard. Like in Pac-Mania, I'm already in like the top 100 right now. So, but then if I go to try to play Galaga, I'm like 20,000. I'm not even close. So it's pretty cool to compare with everyone else and start doing that. It's pretty cool. So that I am really considering keeping this. I am enjoying those things about it. The screen is just the only thing that I'm not enjoying, and I can see the gripes about it, but I'm also really enjoying the cabinet. So we'll see what happens. I did, in fact, I want to point out, only pay $199. So if I had paid $379, what these are selling for, that may be a different story. I may be returning it for sure, you know. So, but I did want to get into the Blitz. So there's been a lot of talk about that this week because pre-orders were starting, last month, and then they were going to be first to ship from Arcade 1-Up. However, we're seeing them in all the Walmarts now. So if you go up to your local Walmart, you're probably going to see them there. You can buy them right off the shelf. Along with, if you can see there's some more 14-in-1 Pac-Mans, what I got. And then the 14-in-1 Midway MK30th no riser. And the Yoga Flame no riser. So there's a lot of new cabinets coming out. And Blitz is one of them. So no reason to wait on your pre-order. You can cancel that. Go to your Walmart or your Sam's and get your Blitz. One thing to point out is Blitz at Sam's has a stool. Blitz at Walmart does not. So it's $6.29 if you want the stool, $5.99 without. So really cool to be able to get that early and before even the pre-orders. And then something else I've noticed about these, and something I wanted to bring up, is that Arcade 1-Up, they should have control over their product, but they are still a very small company. They're not very big. They don't have a lot of resources. So a company like Walmart or Sam's, they really have a lot of leeway, a lot of power in these types of situations right now. Arcade 1-Up is really benefiting from Sam's and Walmart is benefiting somewhat from Arcade 1-Up, but they don't feel like they have to have them. So they're going to do what they want to do right now, and they have that type of control. It's really up to Arcade 1-Up to really hit a home run and really sell a lot of units and just grow their company so they can negotiate better deals and have more control in the market, which they currently don't. So it's getting shipped from China overseas directly to these retailers, and they're kind of just doing what they want at the moment. And they're actually getting better deals and then sometimes better cabinets and better, kinds of unique cabinets than even Arcade 1-Up selling on the websites. So really good stuff if you're trying to get a Blitz right now, but not good if you're pre-ordering and you're going through Arcade 1-Up, to get these types of things. But then I also wanted to point out with NFL Blitz, I haven't actually played it on an Arcade 1-Up yet, but I've been watching videos, I've been watching reviews, I've been watching other people's opinions on it as well. And I just don't feel like the game runs the way it should, like the original. I've played it in the arcade many times, and the Arcade 1-Up version just does not feel the same to me personally. I feel like it just runs way too fast, and you're just on to the next play. You're on to the next play call within seconds and fractions of seconds, it feels like. And it shouldn't be running that quickly, I don't feel, if they want it to be more authentic. And I think that's what people want. I don't even know if it's possible for them to fix that at this point. I feel like this has been so rushed to this, where we're at now, and it hasn't been tested, that we're just kind of where we're at with it. And then also, everyone needs to understand, if you go get one of these, you're not going to get it to be able to play online. It does say on the box that you're online capable. It has live. You can press a button and you'll be able to play competitively with other people in the community, but that is not the case. You can get it home and it's going to tell you it's not ready. And we're being told by John D. and Arcade 1-Up that this could take potentially another 3-4 weeks for that to be ready. So think about that when you're purchasing it. Maybe it's not a good time to rush out and get it. Maybe it's a good time to wait for a Black Friday sale or, something like that, to see if they even get online up and running. It could very well be a possibility it never comes, or it's a year from now before it happens. So hopefully not, but we really don't know right now. But I do hate to be critical of this machine. I was really excited about it when it came out. With the NFL going on right now and watching football, it'd be really nice to have something really good to talk about with this cabinet. But right now, there's just not a whole lot that I've seen to this point. But the reviews are really going to start coming in now. I've been seeing a lot of people's videos online already of them at their homes with them. So I'll be watching that and furthering my opinion on it. And then hopefully I'll get a chance to play it soon. Really, my opinion is more based on what I predict is going to happen and how I think everything will happen in the long run with this cabinet. But I did want to point out, too, the Arcade 1-Up pinball. I do play it a lot, and if you guys notice, I don't have it on tonight. I'm kind of taking a tip from some of the others in the community that have said not to leave them running. Because the arcade cabinets, the 3/4 scale, they're really just your basic PCB. There's not much to them, not a whole lot to these cabinets in these games to be able to run them. But the pinball does run on a different type of PCB, and it's actually pretty intensive games, runs them pretty high, pretty hot. And I've heard to turn the pinball machine off whenever you're not playing it. So even in my videos and when you guys see me in these videos, I'm going to make sure to have it off and not running unless I'm doing a gameplay or showing you guys something on it. But I have been considering with my virtual Arcade 1-Up pinball to get the A1 Pinner version 3.9 update. It's the only one I can find that's available online There was a 3.1 I really liked. It was really sleek. It just had the 30 games. So you got your Attack from Mars, your Star Wars, and your Marvel all on one dashboard. And you could just choose the icon and then load up those games. And it was very simple, and I heard it ran very safe and well on that PCB and the one I have in the Attack from Mars. So I was interested in installing that, but it never happened because I could never find the file. I couldn't find the install. So the only thing I have to choose from is the 3.9, and I'm just not really super excited about it for a couple reasons. One, I don't like all the extra tables. I don't like even the ability to put the extra tables on it. And it also has just a very average menu system that's really blown up and pixelated, and it just doesn't look good. It doesn't look authentic to me. And I just like the authentic look with the 30 tables if I was able to make that happen. But I was still considering it further and doing a little more research. And I just feel like, the PCBs are already being pushed to where they're at now, playing these Zen pinball tables. I don't really want to do any added stress to it. I want it to have a long shelf life, 4 or 5 years or more before any repairs need to be made. So I'm just choosing not to do any updates other than the Arcade 1-Up official firmware update. I did do that one, and that has really helped. The tables run great now, and I really enjoy them. But one that I enjoy the most is going to be Junkyard. And as you guys can see, I finally broke the highest scores. They only keep like the first 4 or 5 highest scores. And I got 13,251,900 points, putting me in 4th place, well in 4th place, because I think it was only 10 or 12,000 or 12 million to get there. So I beat it handily and got into the top 4. The one thing I wish with these Attack from Mars and Marvel, Star Wars, all of them, is I wish they were Wi-Fi compatible, where we could, at least have leaderboards and compare our scores with others in the community. That's really a downer that they weren't able to get that included. But I do keep in mind that these were made a year ago, and only the most recent cabinets are really getting the Wi-Fi stuff, so the live. Because NBA Jam was one of the first, and then not all of them had it after that, and then they brought it back, and now it's on all of them. So I feel like I expect it, but it is pinball. It's been out for a while, so. But I am enjoying the heck out of it, and I like it a lot. If you guys want to take a look here at Dragon's Lair, it is at Best Buy right now for $649.99. So definitely go check it out. It has been only exclusive to arcade1up.com. We're getting it on the Best Buy website now, so that's cool. You get a different option, the ability to return, and possibly better prices moving forward. They may be running some deals on these, which I'll be covering if that happens. So I've been getting a lot of questions from everyone on these little things that I have under the risers, and that people wondering what these are. And these are just something I do to raise up these cabinets, the 3/4 scale cabinet, just even a little bit more, because I'm 6'4", so I'm really tall. And so what I do is I add these furniture risers. They're 3 inches. I get them off Amazon. And then I even add another thing I'll show you guys. But if you are looking for them, these are them. They're the bed risers, 3-inch heavy-duty lifter. And they really help. They add that 3 inches. And right now they're a pretty good deal at $16.99. So if you guys are looking to get some, you can get a whole bunch of them. But $16.99 would be enough to rise one 3/4 scale Arcade 1-Up. And another thing that I like about it too is you can get these end tables. And what I do is I just take, they come unassembled with the legs already off. I kind of throw those to the side. I don't use them. And I just use the actual table itself. And I put that under If you guys look here up at the upper right of my picture here, I put that under the furniture riser. So that adds like another 1.5 inches, 2 inches. So it gives me like 5 inches of extra height, and they fit just perfectly. The arcade and the furniture riser all fits just perfectly with this, without the legs. So mainstays, Parsons end table, black oak. It's just their generic Walmart end table. Works perfect for arcade 1-ups. Who would have thought? But if you guys look behind me right now, I have 3 arcade 1-ups on the end table and the furniture riser. So you'll see those are all 3 the same height, and they're pretty tall right now. The pinball I have all the way up as high as it'll go, and then the arcade 1-ups, the 3 directly behind me that are all the same height, are on the end table and the 3-inch riser. The Final Fight over there has no riser at all. So if you want to do some comparison there of the different height. So a really good product, and I've been getting questions on those, so I wanted to answer that for everyone. I hope everyone's enjoying the show and everything I've been doing with the channel. I'm really enjoying it. I'm not able to get, connected with you guys every other day or, on a consistent basis. So I don't want to have like an official show with an official time slot and all that yet. Because I'm kind of doing this as I gather information, and I feel it's important to connect with everyone. But I am enjoying everyone else's shows and everyone else's content that follow arcade 1-ups, and definitely looking forward to covering even more here coming up. Definitely going to try and do a review still on the Attack from Mars and my new Pacman if I decide to keep it. But I will definitely let everyone know. So you guys, I hope you have a great rest of this week, and definitely like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see everyone in the next video. Bye-bye.